would like to call on stage our coordinators, seniors, who will be leading the evening. And I'm actually done with talking for tonight. This is all will be done by our organizers, by our coordinators. They will introduce themselves. Here you go, guys.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Preston Shembekar. Thank you all for coming to the first ever classical music concert here in the Chapel of the Holy Cross. I am the president of the Chamber Orchestra, and standing next to me is Nathan Hyde, who is the president-elect of the band, and Michael Skarupa, who is the lead trumpet and one of the finest trumpet players we've ever had here at Jesuit. So the first piece that we played for you guys today was Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, and the entire concert today was, the idea all stemmed from this one piece. When we were playing it in class for the first time we all played it together. We had only previously played it in separate groups, so the strings in one and then the brass separately. So they were completely just full parts missing. We didn't have the full sound. And so when we finally got together during one of our lunch periods and played it together, we were all just in awe of the sound we had just created. The three of us kind of looked at each other and talked a little bit after that class and in the following few days, and we just marveled of what it would sound like here in the chapel. And so that was kind of the inspiration behind this entire concert, and it was all student-led and all the seniors' idea here. So that's how we are here today.
So once I was able to get every one of these kids to join the concert, which was a bit of a hassle, I had to go to Father Hermes and talk to him and get his approval, make sure this wasn't sacrilegious or anything. And he was very open to it. He was all yes, he all agreed to it. He basically just said, I need to talk to Principal Schick. So I went to Principal Schick's office, I came in, I said, hey, we're thinking about learning 10 songs in a month and a half. And he was like, okay, sounds like a plan. Where is it going to be? I said, in the chapel. He said, sounds good to me. You just have to talk to Dr. Ball now. Or sorry, Mr. Ball. Went to Mr. Ball. He's basically in charge of any of the performing arts. And he was very open to it as well. And we decided May 6th, 6 o'clock is where it's going to happen. And here we are now. But I want to thank all these kids and teachers for joining us. They've really made this possible. They knew this was very important to us seniors, and they are the ones that made it possible, not us.
There are also some people here that are not even students, you might notice. Some of them look a bit too old to be students, or they're just not even a guy, like Miss Kowynia. We're very, very thankful for them. And it took a bit of logistics to get them involved, but this really shows how student-run and school-oriented this is, because we went to teachers that we knew could play classical instruments like violin and upright bass, and we got them the music, and it paid off, certainly. We're very thankful for them.
All right, so the next piece we will be playing for you guys is Air on G. It is composed by Johann Sebastian Bach, and it was originally written for the violins, and there are many different arrangements over the years. Namely, it has been arranged so that the violin can play it solely on the lowest string of the instrument, the G string, which is how it has got its name, Air on G. And in today's arrangement, we're playing for you guys. The violins carry the melody, and the trumpets also play a little bit there to fill in the gaps. And yeah, the solo trumpet by Michael Skarupa, and we hope you enjoy it.
The next song is, it's actually two songs from Mozart's Requiem, Lacrimosa and Confutatis Maledictis. These songs, they're very spooky and very, very popular because of that. A lot of people know them, but what a lot of people don't know is that Mozart actually composed these basically on his deathbed. This was the last big piece that he composed, and I think it really adds to the effect and the mystery of them, I guess. So please enjoy.
Confutatis first and then Lacrimosa.
So the next piece we're playing is called "O God Beyond All Praising," and it's actually a piece we use in Mass. It's a very famous hymn. We actually played it for the Sacred Music Concert, but it's one of my favorite pieces, and I really thought we should have included it. The main melody from this actually comes from a much larger composition called The Planets, and within the planets, one of the planets obviously is Jupiter, which is one of the most famous movements. In that movement is this melody, and it really speaks to me. It's very touching to me, and I really hope you guys enjoy it.
Alright, so this next piece that we will be playing for you guys is actually a set of two pieces. It's Hungarian Dance and Czardas. So the first one, Hungarian Dance, is by Johannes Brahms, and it is one of the most famous movements of a set of 21 Hungarian dances that he wrote. So we are playing Hungarian Dance number 5, and it is characterized by a very fast-paced melody in the beginning, and then contrasted by some very slow, more intimate parts. And then Czardas by Vittorio Monti is very similar in that way, that it has a very fast-paced conclusion, but starts out with a very slow, intimate beginning that brings out the light and shade of the music. Thank you.
The next two pieces are both composed by Edvard Grieg. They're called The Morning Mood and Into the Hall of the Mountain King. Both these pieces were originally introduced into the play called Peer Gynt Suite, written in 1875 by a Norwegian artist called Henrik Isbem. They're kind of both interesting to listen together in contrast. One is super slow and methodical and replicates the sunrise, and the other one is supposed to replicate the quick-footed dance of trolls in an uproar in a castle. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these Norwegian folk tunes.
Our next piece is Ode to Joy by Beethoven. And this piece is the fourth movement of his Ninth Symphony. Very, very famous. A lot of people know it, again. And I personally like this because if you look at the lyrics in the fourth movement, in German it says, Alle Menschen werden Brüder, which means all men are brothers. And they say that probably 50 times in the final movement. So I think that means a lot, and I hope you do too.
Okay, our next piece is Sarabande. Sarabande is composed by George Frederick Handel, and it's actually a dance that originated from the 16th century. It's a very fiery dance that was, like I said, in the 16th century, Central America, and spread to Spain. It actually was banned by the Catholic Church for a while, and then it came back, but then it was transformed into like a slow dance, very emotional and broad, and so that's kind of what we're going to be playing today. Hope you enjoy. Thanks.
next piece that we've prepared for you guys, and the last piece that we've prepared in the program, is Dance of the Night by Prokofiev. And this is a very special piece for all of us, and for me in particular, as I have really been pushing and advocating to Miss Wegman to play this for quite some time now. It was by far the hardest arrangement to get our hands on, and it was the hardest logistically to get together, as we had to transpose a lot of the parts and get a completely different new arrangement to fit the symphony orchestra that we have here put together for you guys. And along with being the hardest logistically to get together and taking the longest time to just even get the music to everybody, it's a very, very difficult piece to play for a lot of us. And it was actually the last piece we got in the program, so we had the least amount of time to learn it. So we threw it together quick, but I think we did a great job, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to it as much as we enjoyed learning it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, we actually have something else hidden, but seems like you're pretty enthusiastic. Would you like to have one more? Yeah?
Well, I'm not going to say the name of the piece. I hope you guys can just guess it. It's by Johann Strauss, and it's a very famous waltz. It's been used in countless of movies and shows. I'm sure you've heard it before, so I hope you enjoy.